And happy Saturday evening to all of you out there in Facebook and YouTube land. We want to welcome you tonight to Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports. We missed you last week, but we're back in full fashion today. Queasel, Marvin, Floyd, and Charlie. Now, Floyd, we do not have an image of Floyd tonight. We have a red screen. He was so hot tonight that he burned up the camera, and all we can see is red on the screen. And so we will hear his voice, but we will not see his picture tonight. But it's always been said he looks better over radio anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, we're glad to be with you tonight here at Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, coming to you live from our studios in Enterprise, Georgia, our studios in Thompsontown, Georgia, our studio at 5/8 Flamingo Boulevard and 3/8 Tobacco Road, Georgia, and on the gubernatorial plane seated next to Momo. Very first time we broadcasted from there. All 57 states, 5 foreign countries, and 3 sunken islands. You can catch us this week reruns on the Buck Rogers Show, Widget, and This Is Your Life. And ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time tonight ever, we are live on the 75-inch big screen at Los Locos, live music, line dancing, lotto tickets, notary public, prophylactic outlet, and paternal DNA and drug testing in Cutoff, Louisiana.
Marvin, you're going to get us banned. They're going to ban us talking about them prophylactics. So
we want to do a big shout out to Los Locos tonight over in Cutoff, Louisiana, for all of them broadcasting us on the big screen. So if you're in that area and you're in any need of any of those services, be sure to swing by and see them at Los Locos in Cutoff, Louisiana. Charlie, take it away.
Cutoff, Louisiana, home of the World Championship chicken fights. Now, I don't know why we can't see Floyd, but by the way, folks, it's great for us to be here. I feel blessed to be here tonight. I was following Floyd in the auction business last weekend, almost got struck twice by lightning down in Campbellton, Florida. But we made it. And I needed to see Floyd because I got this in the mail today. Can you read that? What does it say there, Mark? What does it say?
Biden agenda survey. I can tell you what his agenda is, but you go ahead and tell us what he said. Tell us what he said.
Well, now, this is from the Republican Party, and at the end of the survey, you would know they want you to make a darn donation. I ain't sending a penny to those lowlifes because they let several elections get stole from them last year, and if they ain't no better than that, they don't deserve no money.
Now, I ain't sending them nothing. I'm gonna give them dollar prayers number.
But what I need to talk to you about is my cows are a little upset. My cows have heard the news that this emission cutback might include them, and Biden might not let us peons in the world have but one hamburger a month.
That's it.
If you can find a place where somebody is there to flip a burger,
it ain't gonna be that. Ain't nobody.
Whoa! Over here, we are understanding from a very reliable source, they're offering a $500 sign-on to be a burger flipper. Which, I mean, it's come to that, but my cows are upset. I have tried to talk to them, but seeing as how I know you have a BS degree in bovine communications, how much would you charge to come over here and soothe the nerves of the bovine at Piney Grove Farms so they won't try to bust out of these 5 strands of barbed wire fence we got?
Well, the first thing you're going to have to do, you're going to have to cut all the radios and the TVs off that's surrounding them. And I'll just go ahead and give you the prognosis over there, and I won't even need to come over there, charge you no money. Cut off all the TVs, all the radios, cut off. And all the newspapers, so they can't get no newspaper, can't see no newspaper. Do all of that, cut that off, and get them away from people. Just get them away from human beings other than you and Sam. Just get them away from human beings because they'll get sideways if they see some of these human beings out there. They'll say, "What in the world? What in the world is the world coming to?" Can't believe it, man.
It's unbelievable. And by the way, I want to make a request. The Tennessee Stud's watching. He's back up home in Tennessee. Larry Brock's watching. He can't watch Lawrence Welk. It's a rerun tonight. He's all upset about that, I'm sure. But Lee Scott, mine and your buddy over here, posted on Facebook earlier in the day that he was getting the hell out of Panama City Beach, Florida.
Oh, blame me.
He went down there to take care of something, and he showed a little clip on Facebook, and it was gridlock traffic.
Ooh.
Everybody with a Harley Davidson in the United States of America has gone to Panama City Beach, Florida. Now, you talk about a COVID hotbed, buddy, that's going to be a COVID hotbed with that crowd down there in Panama City this weekend. So,
hey, one thing that'll cure all that. I reckon down there alcohol.
Well, I'm sure a lot of that will be consumed this weekend.
That won't hurt. So maybe
Lee, if you're watching us, and I think you probably are, call. Can we take phone calls tonight, Marvin?
Oh yeah, we can take phone calls tonight.
We need a phone call from Lee Scott to give us a update on how things really were in Panama City Beach, Florida today. And with that, I'll turn it over to the red face you see on your screen.
Hey, I'm on the radio tonight, y'all. Hey, man, radio is a good place to be. I remember that my daddy used to, they'd be some folks singing on television. Some of them be on the Ed Sullivan show. Some of them be on like Buck Owens' show. And my daddy always had a good sense of humor. And he say, I'm going to tell you, he said, that right there now needs to be on the radio. So that don't need to be on TV. So I'm on the radio with y'all tonight. So turn your radio up. Y'all ever heard that before? Y'all ever heard that? WMHAW. That was a 555 on your radio dial. That was our call letter. So y'all turn it up. But let me tell you something, Charlie and Tweezel and Marvin. Panama City ain't the only place I had gridlock. I had to go to Dothan today. I had to go back. My printer went out. Let me tell you, I'm gonna go ahead and lay something out here on y'all. I'm gonna lay it on the line for y'all. My printer went out. I ain't had it but 8 years. All I had it 8 years. My color printer is streaking, and all these appraisals working. Everything that I do, I put color photographs on everything. It's streaking. Couldn't see. Just streak. Anyway, Nadine got a printer in there. So anyway, we had a woman cleaning our house. Y'all listen to me now. Y'all listen to me. And do not make this mistake that I made. Woman cleaning the house. So I'm going to get her to hook up Karen's printer to my computer. Little do I know that ain't going to work. My password don't fit. So anyway, I got her in here in my office doing all that, man. She was all over the keyboard, poppity, pop on the keyboard, this and that and other. Guess what happened? Nothing. Zero happened with Nadine's printer on my computer. Zero. Other than the lady that helps us clean our house got my camera fooling with my computer, got my camera where it won't come on. So that's the reason I can't see y'all tonight. But it ain't no big deal. But listen to me talk about the gridlock. I had to go to Dothan today. Best Buy. I had to go to Dothan to Best Buy to buy a printer. All right, I go over. Folks is everywhere. Let me tell you, them stimulus checks, man. The stimulus checks. Everybody has got a stimulus check in their shirt pocket. I guarantee you, they got cash money because there ain't no shortage of folks spending money in Dothan, Alabama today. You couldn't hardly get around nowhere in there. I like to got run over in the parking lot of the Longhorn Steakhouse. Like to got run over. And it's everywhere, folks everywhere. I ain't never seen so many folks at TJ Maxx in my life. Stimulus checks. Go ahead, Charlie.
You have helped me out with the cows, and I want to help you out with your printer. I have identified the problem with your computer tonight and why we see a red face or red screen instead of you.
Mm-hmm.
You said that was Nadine's printer.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna try to hook it to my computer.
Okay, whoa. Nadine, a female,
Mm-hmm.
you a male. What you have is computer gender identity problems.
I have illiteracy. I have computer illiteracy to go with all of that.
Hey, Floyd, I got it put up on the screen now. Dynamite King said Floyd is self-identifying as a red picture tonight.
Dynamite. I'm self-identifying as Johnny Walker Red tonight. How about that? Hey, son, they can't take my spirit. There ain't nothing that can take my spirit away from me. A malfunction like this is nothing in the grand scheme of everything. This is nothing. And talk about buying your printer. It's easier to go down there and buy you a new car or a $70,000 truck from Buddy Chambers down there at Franklin's Spring Creek Ford than it is to try to get you a new computer printer and get it hooked up. Now, see, I do not have the printer. It's over here in a box behind me where I'm sitting right now, in the box, unopened. Understand? In the box. Now, that's the next leap that I'm going to have to take with that. And it is amazing at how complicated life can be when computers were supposed to solve all our problems. They're supposed to think for us. They're supposed to just solve all of our problems. All we got to do is ask you the question, and bam, there's the answer. It ain't the answer. I'd rather be putting up. Let me tell you what I'd rather be doing. I'd rather be putting up corner fence posts than have to go and buy a new computer printer and hook it up. I'd rather be putting up corner fence posts in August. And for all of you out there that's been raised on a farm, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all can relate to that. So anyway, I'm done.
I want to say this. Hello to Mr. Ed Watley, and the three of you will probably remember Mr. Ed. I had the privilege of working with him, the fellow that came on the show with the beautiful young lady from the Alabama Cattlemen's Association. You remember him, Floyd?
Yeah, he cooked. Yep.
We cooked steak. And he goes back to the Alabama Cattlemen's Association all the way back to the Gene Reagan Farm Show days. So, Mr. Ed, up in south of Montgomery, Alabama, we appreciate you. Ron Fuller, by the way, said, boys, I'm listening to y'all coming down the highway from Kentucky, traveling back to Tennessee. It's a beautiful place in Tennessee. Come and visit. The blood done moved up there 4,000 feet high in the Smoky Mountains.
He's in Tennessee. He's a Tennessee stud, ain't he?
Yes, sir. And I think I'll be doing the show from up there one night when I go visit.
Yeah, that'd be good.
You're live on the Charlie Platt and Dirt Road Sports Show. Go ahead. Hang on. I'm coming. All right. Now can you hear me? You're live on the Charlie Platt and Dirt Road Sports Show. Go ahead, Colin.
Yeah, we stopped reporting on Panama City.
Tell me about it.
Biggest mess I have ever seen in my life. It was awful.
Where did that video you do, where was that taken, Lee?
The street that turns to go to Shipwreck Island between there and Highway 79 took an hour and 10 minutes. I've been fishing out of Panama City for 15 years. Just sold the boat about a month ago looking for a bait boat. Done with Panama City. Through.
Got to be.
Yeah, there ain't no sense in even trying to go down there, is it?
No, I ain't going down there. I'll go to Mexico Beach or Port St. Joe. Used to. I went through a lot of, I've been down there during a lot of Thunder Beach stuff. And, you had some older crowds on motorcycles and Leonard Skinner and, all them bands. Man, you couldn't take a child down there now for the field they playing on the radio. It was awful.
What kind of motorcycles they riding down there, Lee?
Harley Davidsons.
Oh, the loudest kind.
But Floyd, it's a young crowd. It's a young crowd.
Yeah, it's a
older crowd.
It's a different crowd. Yep.
So Lee, we probably wouldn't fit in down there, would we?
No, sir, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we wouldn't
I
either.
thought about spending the night. I thought about spending the night, and when I seen what was going on down there, man, I did what I had to do, and I left the condo, stopped at Boondocks on the way out, ate something. I was gone.
Yep.
There
It was
wasn't
bad.
there wasn't none of them young folks going down there and supporting Boondocks, was there?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Boondocks was an older crowd. It wasn't no problem. You could live. Let me tell you something. I had the windows rolled down on the pickup just to hear what all was kind of going on. And about every mile, you could smell marijuana. I mean, everybody down there was smoking dope. It was bad.
That's sad. It's come down. I tell you what, when Mike Thomas decided not to run for mayor again down there, it fell off the wagon again, didn't it, buddy?
It did. I'm done with it.
There you go.
I mean, I'm gonna go a couple of more times, this summer until I get through with that condo, and I'm done. I'll go to Fort St. Joe or Apalachicola.
Man, we appreciate you watching every week.
We got to get together, Lee. Hey, we got to do lunch, Lee.
Yeah, we got to. Me and Buck talked about you today.
All right, we got to do lunch. I'm telling you, we got to get together now.
We're gonna do it. Hell, Helen says she's gonna cook one night, so we'll get together.
Let's do it, baby.
Safe travels, man.
All right, see y'all. Thank you.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Good report there. Queasel, what's been going on with you this week? Oh, we can't hear you. Hold on. All right, we'll get him. Maybe we'll get him.
Maybe we hear. Yeah, there you go back. Come on, Queasel. He just got his lips moving. Y'all can't see me and can't hear Queasel.
All right, he's gonna come back in, but we'll bring him back in.
That's kind of like a 5/8, 3/8 deal, ain't it?
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that in just a minute. Wait for Queasel to come back, and I want to let you talk about that a little bit there.
Get him in there on that.
Marvin, you take the ball and run and give us your consensus on Lee's report just then.
Yeah, I still can't hear Queasel. I don't know what in the world's going on with him. No audio. Come back in and go back out. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know what the deal is.
I do. I'm going to tell you what. Too many Democrats in control. That's what the problem is. Too many people that ain't got a conscience, ain't got no moral fiber, have no respect for nobody. Nobody else exists on the planet except themselves, and that's what the problem is. Used to, if you backtalk somebody, if you showed your ass or showed your behind around, somebody'd go upside of your head. They'd go upside your head, and you would go away. You would go over there and sit down and shut up, but no more. Them days is gone. I didn't say ass on here, did I?
No,
no. I thought I said something else.
You said you said grass on here. Yeah. And he said they were smoking grass down there in Panama too.
That's what the problem is. Yeah.
So how about now? Can you restart?
3 times he said. He said it 3 times. 3 times. Oh, watch your fingers.
Watch your mouth. Oh, easy now. Easy. I hate to hear us. We just can't.
There's one thing about us. It's just because we got a flat tire don't mean we can't keep rolling.
Dude, we're going to roll, baby.
We're going to run on the rim.
The whole thing and come back in and check your audio on it.
We're going to run on the rim and we have to.
Yeah, we'll run on the rim. Hey, Floyd, look at him. TC Berryhill watching from Cozumel, Mexico.
Yeah. I got a story I want to tell y'all about TC Berryhill. Maybe a little bit later on, put me in there. But I want TC to live there. When me and him was over in Saudi Arabia working, we took us a trip. TC wanted to go to Spain down there. So me and TC took a trip to Spain. I'll tell y'all that story when we get a little chance in there.
Our Ace News reporter, John Taylor, I said, "That's what y'all get for talking about Pentecostal preachers." I think
And the Pentecostal done shut us down.
They shut us down, man. Hey, they don't throw the whammy on me. I promise you, buddy. They got me.
They got you. They got you
And
good,
I'm
Floyd.
yeah, they got me good, and I'm light on them this week. I'm light on
Well,
the Pentecostals this week.
they got you burning down there on the corner of the street.
Oh man, they done stuck the pin in me, buddy.
Got the fire.
Hey, Roger Cook watching us on his honeymoon. He's on a 2-week honeymoon. Got married a year ago on a 2-week honeymoon. Watching us from Andy Griffith's hometown, Mount Airy, North Carolina.
He been all
Hey,
over. Y'all
salute.
seen him on y'all seen him on Facebook? He been everywhere. Oh man, he all up down the road.
Yeah, that's what a 75-year-old man needs is a 2-week honeymoon. He married a woman 30 years younger than him.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how long that. Yeah, I ain't gonna say no more.
Yeah, you better not.
I'm
Hold it.
on that deal. I love
Can
old
you
Cook.
talk?
Can you
I
talk
love
now,
it.
please?
I can talk. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Hallelujah.
You can hear me
Praise
now. I've been
I
talking
hear
the
you
whole
now.
time, and I noticed you've been ignoring me. Nobody wouldn't talk to me, so I just figured, yeah,
I'm
Floyd
with
done got red face, so I just
Yeah.
figured y'all might have done kicked me
I'm
out.
out of
Y'all
the
gonna
pit.
make it. Yeah, I know it. They just
I'm out
gonna
of
get
the
rid of
pit.
me and you. But I got
Oh.
this question. I tried to stop you at the beginning, and you just kept yakking. You wouldn't be quiet. You
What was
kept right
that?
on talking. Well, you were talking about Floyd in the new subdivision we got.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, you have to be at a certain economic and financial status to live in that new subdivision. It's a gated community with homeowners association and all that kind of stuff. But you said what? 5/8 Flamingo Drive. I mean
Oh,
Flamingo Boulevard out in the Flamingo subdivision,
yeah.
and 3/8 tobacco. How you get that?
Well,
I don't understand it.
5/8 Flamingo Boulevard, 3/8 Tobacco Road. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Hold your horses for 1 second right here.
I'm pulling out of my driveway, headed down Flamingo Boulevard, driving west on Flamingo Boulevard. I want y'all to look at this here now. Look at this nice paving job here. We named this part of the street Flamingo Boulevard. That's where my neighbor lives. Over on that side, there's another neighbor on this side over here. Coming on down, look at here, coming on down Flamingo Boulevard. And then all of a sudden, it turns back into Tobacco Road. I want y'all to look at this here now. I want y'all to look at this here now. Got one side of the road, y'all see how bump in there? Coming down the road again. Bump, more bump. Look at that, another bump. Bang, boom. Back on Tobacco Road. I'm living on 5/8 Flamingo Boulevard. Look at what I hold here. And then 3/8 Tobacco Road. So now, I want y'all to explain to me why coming folks pull all that paving stuff away and went to Bainbridge with it. Yeah, West Bainbridge paving down there and pulled out. But this is it. This is what it looks like. All right. We'll talk about that now.
All right, I'm
That's
ready to
it.
talk about it. I'm ready to talk about it, Floyd. And answer me this question, Floyd.
Go ahead.
He's
You hear
listening.
me? So
Yeah.
didn't you get it? Didn't you get a visit from the tax and the road tax assessors this past week?
I don't. Yeah. I got a visit. I got a visit from the tax assessor about a month ago. I had a clip.
No. I'm talking about you. You got a visit from the Flamingo Boulevard Resurfacing Project Tax Assessment Program, right?
Yeah.
Didn't you get a prize? Yeah. And didn't it? We talk about. You heard the conversation about they was going to have to be some increase in the taxes to get the rest of the Tobacco Road into Flamingo Boulevard. Ain't that? Did you hear that part?
Extortion. That's called extortion. In government, it's called extortion.
We ain't seen no taxes coming this way yet, though.
You ain't either. I can manage it just like it is because I'm flexible. See, when I leave and going out, I'm an American. I'm driving on the American side of the road, and then when I turn around and I come back home, I'm on the European method of driving.
Oh,
So
But
I'm
see,
flexible.
And
I'm gonna,
testify.
and
I'm
double
gonna tell
joint.
you, I'm gonna tell you something, and I wasn't gonna say this, but I'm gonna say it on the air when he's on him, because I don't ever say nothing about nobody's back that I wouldn't say it to their face. But I just want you to know that you have hurt Marvin. You hurt him deeply because instead of giving him credit for paving your side of Flamingo Boulevard, you went out and brought up the fact that the other side wasn't paved, and he called himself doing you a favor, making sure your side was paved. And
Well,
you done,
he don't need. We don't need to go there. Let me tell you, on the other side of it is widow women lives over there, what unpaved side.
yeah, but
Widow
he's
women
looking at,
lives on that side.
With a church.
Rich attorneys live on my side. Wealthy folk with deep pockets.
that's what we said.
That's
That's
why
that you ain't y'all opened up a bar out there?
Well,
Ain't y'all got a new
for a
nightclub
while.
out there?
Yeah, we got the Flamingo Lounge.
Yeah, I fit to say, Marvin, ain't you got a shot of that?
You got the Flamingo Lounge and the,
I had to bring that in next week. I didn't get it loaded. I got a shot of it, Flamingo Lounge. So
we got
Charlie,
a
you won't
lounge out
recognize
here.
it, man. That neighborhood's done shot up. They got
Ellen.
gates you have to go through down, the guards and all that kind of stuff, man. That's
And they got a
Flamingo
cover charge.
Boulevard.
You got a cover charge at the gate if you don't have, if you hadn't close to somebody, you have to pay a fee to come in.
No,
If you
but you
got a
gotta have
number,
you
you got
got
to
a
have a
number. You
number.
gotta punch the number in.
Okay.
That's all you got to have. You got to call somebody in and give you a number.
Well, when you
But
start
then you
talking
come
about
on
the
down here.
lounge, I thought there might be a cover
Oh
charge
no,
or
they
something
don't
Well,
like
they
cover
is
that.
charge
at
in
the
the lounge.
lounge,
No,
but you got
no cover. No cover.
Okay.
hey, let me show y'all something else going over on Flamingo Boulevard. Look right here.
That's a landscaping professional right there.
I can't see him. What he look like?
Lee
Oh yeah, I
That's a
know who
Otis,
it is.
landscaping
Yeah,
professional.
yeah. That's my landscaping professional.
Floyd's
Yeah, that's
Onion.
him. That is the famous Lee Otis. For y'all, for those of y'all who don't know who my landscaping professional is, that is him right there. That's my onion bed over there. That's the bed. That bed right there. Y'all see that bed? That's the bed that I was a child in. I slept in that bed as a child. And then on the right over there that y'all see that grinning Lee Otis, that's what we harvesting onions. And I don't know, I harvested about 75 onions, and when Leotis left, I had about 50 onions. So I don't know what happened to 25 of my onions.
That's picking
It's
for.
called sharing,
But he'll
Floyd.
enjoy. He's sharecropping.
Yeah,
That's exactly what he was.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
welcome to him. He can't get anything I got.
Hey guys,
He's
give me
a
a
great
second.
American.
We need to give a shout out to old buddy C. Chambers, Carlton Buddy
Man,
Chambers.
yeah, put him on the air there.
Franklin, Spring Creek Ford, all your vehicle needs. Call Carlton Buddy Chambers, 229-254-3109. Whether you need a F350, 250, 150, you need a Fusion, you need a new Bronco, you need a Ranger, whatever it is, new or used. Call Carlton Buddy Chambers, Franklin Spring Creek Ford. Carlton Buddy Chambers. He is in the Colquitt Automobile Salesman's Hall of Fame. And I promise you, he will not let you down.
Best in the business.
I can't wait. Y'all can't see me. I got a cap on. I got a forward cap on, but y'all can't see me.
Y'all wouldn't see it.
I'll just pretend.
We got a guy that has been watching us ever since we started. He watches us every Saturday night. I don't know if he's joining us tonight or not, but he actually retired as the public safety director in Bainbridge, Georgia in 2011, I believe it was. And then he went back and rejoined the department a few years later as the chief investigator. And he retired yesterday, Mr. Larry Funderburk.
There he is.
Over 40-something years of service to the folks of Decatur County and law enforcement. And I just wanted to us to do a big shout out and a happy retirement to Larry Funderburk and tell him thank you for serving your community with diligence, and we back the blue. And we just wanted to give a shout out.
Thank you, Mr. Larry. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what, that's a good man right there. That's a good man.
And that is a profession, gentlemen, and folks watching, that we are going to have. You think you got a shortage of folks working in the hamburger business? You ain't seen nothing yet because
Oh,
what's going on nationally with folks in law enforcement, even firefighters. I'll let Queasel get up talk about this a little bit. Public safety people, uh, they're looking at those scorecards and saying, I got 28 years in, I got 30 years in, but instead of doing like the gentleman we just saw on the screen, they're saying best thing to me to do is pack my stuff and go to the house.
Yep.
Queasel, comment on that, please.
well, with the police, they ain't nobody backing them. Nobody supports them. They are automatically wrong no matter what they do. But what they don't think about is these folks out here, these police have to deal with. Uh, they, uh, they think that law enforcement, they just sit back and plan how they can hurt people. They don't understand that everything that goes on in a matter of about 2 or 3 seconds. Any scene that they go on is over in 2 or 3 seconds. The decision's got to be made that quick. So you try to start making a decision that fast as to what you're gonna do and see how it is. And then you're gonna have to get you know, all they're gonna play it back in slow motion, and they're gonna break this down and break that down. It don't happen in slow motion. It happens in real life. Them other people's got real guns that shoot real bullets. And let me tell you, we live in a society now where killing not only law enforcement, but any type, like you were saying, any type of first responder, it's getting the worse a trophy. We read about it more on the far side about ambushes. I've been doing this a long time, and I never thought the day would ever come that I would have to consider funding to buy bulletproof vests for my firefighters. But that's where
Wow.
we are. That's
Huh.
where we are. We are taking a huge risk by not putting our people in bulletproof vests like we should. Uh, the public, now not everybody. I'm not talking about everybody. Listen, in a little town like where we live, we're so blessed to live in a town where people still do respect law enforcement. They respect first responders. And let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something about the city of Colquitt. The city of Colquitt backs its emergency first responders. Now I can tell you that from 42 years of experience, they back it. And so we're blessed. But you pick up the news or you paper or turn on the news, and you'll see where this city council has voted to defund the police, take away this, take away that, take away that. You're gonna take it all away. They ain't gonna have nothing to do. So what else they gonna do? They gonna leave. So you send a. Let me tell you what you do. You go get a counselor, and you send that counselor to the next robbery that you see going on, and let them walk in there and say, now let's sit down on the couch and talk about this thing. And you tell me how that works out. The next domestic violence thing where a spouse is beating on the other spouse, send that um, counselor on in there, and let's see how that said. They're saying that the unarmed people can go in and talk this, de-escalate the situation. They can do it, but they can't do it in that scene. Our law enforcement, I know for a fact, our law enforcement in Georgia are trained on a regular basis for de-escalation at our training center in Forsyth. They're trained with less than lethal force. When a law officer pulls their pistol, listen, that's the last thing they want to do. They don't want to do it. I don't know why people think that's the first thing they do. They don't want to do that. They're human just like we are. They don't want to take another life, but yet they want to protect their life. And I can't understand. I can't understand why why the public is letting these so-called, I don't know what they are. I wouldn't even call them politicians. Uh, just take away what little bit of protection they got. I read today where there was a man in Barrow County. I believe it was today, riding down the road. Uh, 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 Another car pulled up beside him. Just as far as they know, it's random. Open fire, kill one, and the other one's in surgery. Just going down Highway 316. That's what you're gonna get when you take away the police, when you take away what law enforcement we got. But you know, what do we know? We just poor old rednecks. We don't know nothing. You know, it don't make good sense. Not to me. What do y'all think?
Well, I think
Amen.
we got to keep backing the blue, and we got to keep trusting them. And I read the other day where New York City, I think it is trying to defund $1 billion to the police, cut them $1 billion.
I'm gonna tell you something. Though. Let me tell you something about Larry Funderburk. While we were talking about him, let me tell you something. Larry Funderburk could walk anywhere down there in Bainbridge, and he was respected because he earned it. He didn't buy it from nobody. He didn't nobody just give it to him. Larry Funderburk earned that respect with those years. When Larry walked into a situation in a scene, his respect was there. He earned my respect. I saw him up front and up close for a little while. He earned my respect. I saw what he done. But people better understand the American people better stand up and fight for our law enforcement. Because I'm gonna tell you what, firefighters, we can't do our job if the law enforcement ain't there to back up what we do. EMS can't do their job if law enforcement isn't there.
Right.
People they don't understand. They better be careful. I have all the respect in the world for anybody that puts on a badge and a pistol in today's time because they're taking their life in their hands every time they walk out the door. They might not come
Yeah.
back.
We back the blue. Floyd, if you don't mind, would you give a shout out about Circle B contracting for us?
Oh yeah, man! Some of the greatest people in the world, Mr. Earl Boyette and his outfit down there in Bainbridge, Georgia. Earl's a hard-working man. He's earned his keep the old-fashioned way. He's worked for it. He'll work for you. You want to hire Earl to do some contracting work for you, hauling dirt for you, hauling heavy equipment for you, laying some asphalt down for you, doing some driveways, patios, parking lot paving for you. Whatever you need done. If you got an old swimming pool out there that's all growed up, you're tired of fooling with the thing, call Earl. Call Earl Boyette. He'll come down there and fill that swimming pool up for you, and you will never know it's been there. You can leave and go to the grocery store, and when you come back, your swimming pool's gone. So call Earl. Earl Boyette, Circle B Contract in Bainbridge, Georgia. Been in business a long time. Good, honest folks to do business with.
229-220-8010. You can call Earl or Donald, or you can call their office. Queasel, tell them a little bit about Marion Cobb and MC Construction.
Man, let me tell you something about Marion Cobb. He'll come in there and you can, I don't care what you do, you can draw it out on a piece of paper. You can draw it out on the back of a matchbox and say, here's what I want. And let me make that Marion Cobb, he'll take it and he'll build that thing up and he'll make it look just like it come off of a blueprint. He says, why call the rest when you could just go ahead and call the best to start with? Tell him what you want, give him a picture of it. Tell him to come on in here. You can talk to Mayor and he understands when you want to make a change and when you want to do this. Tell him what you want. He'll build it just like you want it. He won't leave till you satisfied. He's going to treat you fair. He's going to give you a fair price, and he's going to give you an honest day's work. And his reputation speaks for itself. He's been in the business for 30 years. You can't be in business 30 years when you go around robbing people. Mayor and Cobb, MC Construction, let me tell you something. If you want it built, tell them what it is, show them what it is. They'll even build from a blueprint if that's what you want to do. Good folks, good man, honest business. Give him a call. He'll make you happy, I promise.
Marion Cobb and Circle B Contract, and we appreciate their sponsorship. Floyd, we are getting close to the, I know y'all think, but man, we done been on here 45 minutes. We getting close here. Yeah. But Floyd, you said, I know Charlie's got something there. Hold on. But I wanted to make sure you got in about the story. You were going to tell us something about you and TC Berryhill going to Spain.
Yeah, me and TC, when we was in Saudi Arabia selling heavy equipment, auctioning heavy equipment over in Saudi Arabia, TC said, then Floyd, I think I want to go to Spain. He said, man, we just get on the airplane and go right over there to Spain. So you want to go with me? I said, yeah, because Nadine hadn't come over there and joined me yet. She was still over here in the United States of America. I said, yeah, we'll go to Spain, TC. There's all kind of sights I want to see down there, all kind of things I want to do. So Spain's a great place. So we get on the airplane, go into Spain, fly into Spain. Find there and you get situated in our hotel room and all that. lay down, go to sleep. Next day, when we wake up and we sightseeing all around, doing all kind of things. Go into this restaurant, kind of a high-end restaurant there downtown, whatever. I can't even remember what the name of the town. I can't even pronounce the name of the town we was at in Spain. Went in there, and TC, we sitting there at the table, and the waiter comes up there, and want to know, may I help you? May I help you with your order? What would you like to eat today? What would you like? What would you like? And about that time, this guy came walking by. He had this platter up on his shoulder. I'm talking about a platter now. Had it up on his shoulder like that. He was toting it. You know how they'll do it, them waiters, when they tote it to that table. They tote it to that table and they just roll it down there and lay it down there. And it kind of right up under your nose, it's wafting, all that aroma is wafting. And TC seen that thing come by. And he said, and you could smell it, man. It had that aroma. It was fabulous. And that old waiter, he rolled it down there, running where I could get a good look at it there. And man, it looked delicious. It was like medallions of prime beef, like the best beef you can buy. This medallion sliced thinly. It was sautéed in olive oil and a little bit of garlic with just a hint, if you will, of rosemary on it. Served on a bed of balsamic rice. Just fabulous. It had grapes all around it, and little cherry tomatoes all around it. It had some of that Spain pita bread to go with it, so you can sop the drippings. And she said, "That's what I want. I want that. That's what I want that right there." I said, "That's what I want right there." And anyway, I laid it down in front of the waiter come back. He said, "Oh, no, sir. I'm sorry. He said that it's a one special each day. One special each day. We serve the delicacy." He said, he said, what is it? Well, he said, today they had the bullfight in the arena. And the matador and the bull, they are fighting one another. They are fighting and they're sparring and they are at one another. And when the bullfight is coming to a close and the matador is winning the fight, he's winning the bullfight. And he said he takes his sword out and he spears the bull through his heart, and the bull falls over into the arena and he dies. And he said, and what happens is they take the food, they take the bull, they drag him out of the pit, and they take the bull and they butcher the bull. And they give all of the food to the poor people, all of the meat to the poor people, except for us. My restaurant, this restaurant gets the most delicate part of the animal so that we might serve it to our special customers. And he says, yeah. What is? He thought like prime rib or something, And when said it is the bull testicles of the bulls, and we take them and we saute them. And see, TC, you got to understand about TC Barry here. TC Barry, see, I was raised in South Georgia. See, I know what it was. We used to do that. We'd have what they call a nut cutting, and then we'd have a nut cooking. So I knew what it was. So, but let me tell you, TC was raised on a ski resort in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. He ain't got no idea what bull testicles are. So he said, and the waiter said, no, we just have this once a day. So you have to make a reservation. TC said, I want to reserve it for tomorrow. Put me down for tomorrow. And man said, okay, you on the list, and you'll be here at like 3:30 in the afternoon or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we will serve you the delicacy. So anyway, we go back the next day. TC Hill, he's all excited, man. He's all jacked up. He's been drinking that wine, that Spanish wine, and he's excited. So anyway, he recognizes us when yes, you wanted to order the testicle special for today. Said, yes, so it'll be ready. We special cooking it for you right now. So you just stay where you are. Said it will be out. Said, have another glass of wine. Have some more Chianti. Enjoy yourself while you are here, man. They was playing the music everywhere. So anyway, here come the waiter. I'm looking around. Here come the waiter. And that waiter yesterday, the waiter yesterday had this big platter. He had this platter with all these medallions cut in and in slices. Well, they bring the TCs out on a salsa. It's like a salsa, man. It's like a salad dish, like a salad plate. And sure enough, it's got the balsamic rice and it's got all the tomatoes and the grapes all around it. But looking down there to where the entree is, it looks like two kumquats that's laying up there. It's been sliced, real thin slice, and they've been in the olive oil and in the garlic and in the rolls, man. He kind of rolls that plate around, he rolls it around, and he rolls it down in front of TC face. He said, "Whoa, wait a minute. Hey, man, this ain't what I ordered." So he said, "Yesterday," he said, "Man, y'all had all this big giant platter with all this good food on it." He said, "Yesterday." And the waiter said, "Oh, senor," said, "You do not understand." He said, "Yesterday, say the matador was the winner. Today, the bull was the winner."
Oh.
TC said, "I think I'll have a tomato sandwich." Oh
Ooh.
man, hey, nothing but the truth. Ain't
Nothing
nothing
but
but
the
the truth.
truth.
Hey,
Oh.
Lord, have mercy knows. What a
All
lie.
right, Charlie, go ahead. You was wanting to talk about Joe Biden there.
Well, this is from the Republican Party, which I see a problem right from the get go, as far as I'm concerned. Prepared for me at my address, and it gives the person in charge is not the chairperson, not the man, but the chairwoman. Now, here's the problem. She don't need to call herself a chairwoman. She's a chairperson. She needs to be politically correct if she wants the respect of everybody. Should the government use zoning laws to force prosperous suburbs to allow building of public housing projects within their localities? Feel free to answer any of the other three on here.
Mhm.
Do you agree with Joe Biden and the Democrats that the United States of America is a racist country that has done nothing to try to atone for its past wrongs or heal racial divisions?
Done nothing.
Do
You ain't go
you
down that road with
believe
me.
do you believe Joe Biden is trying to claim credit for the Trump administration's success at fast tracking the creation and distribution of the COVID-19 vaccine?
Well, if he's gonna claim success, it's gonna have to be somebody else. He ain't gonna do nothing successful.
Here's a good one here now. This is from the Republican National folks. And they do ask for money at the end of this. Do you believe that Joe Biden is mentally and physically up to the job of being president of the United States of America?
None
It's taking,
of the above.
I started to say it's taking y'all too long to answer that question. Are you concerned that radical, liberal, Camellia, excuse me, Kamala, I want to make myself corrected, unlike Marvin and his big mistake at saying Mawmaw at the front of this show, it's Meemaw, by the
Meemaw.
way.
Okay.
If you come, she loves you. She loves you.
Yeah, I
Are
know.
you concerned that radical liberal Kamala Harris might have to step in for Biden if his health or mental ability deteriorates?
Well, being as that was the plan from the get go, I think that's pretty much the way they wanted to go. Don't you think?
And
Mhm.
I
since
think
neither one of them are president, since neither one of them are acting as the president, Barack Hussein Obama is the acting president. He's pulling the strings. He's behind the curtain. So you've got a chain in there. You got Barack Obama, then you got George Soros ahead of him. So that's the chain of command. All they're doing, all Biden is doing, all he's doing is reading what's put in front of him.
we need to pray for this nation. I'm gonna give my closing thoughts right now. Pray for this nation because we're in a mess. The other night, Channel 4 down here in Dothan, Alabama, the news leader is a Gray communication station, which, if I'm correct, started over in Georgia. And they have stations all over the country, including the country of Columbus, Georgia.
Mm.
And they had a news thing night before last. And the disenfranchised that did not want to be identified or seen on camera, they shot him from right here down, was explaining why he chose to stay at home and get a check for unemployment rather than go back to a job that he could be in. And it was the fact that he could make the same or more money without all the stress.
That's it.
So
Too much
there we
stress.
are. Too much stress.
Too much
All
stress, man.
Floyd, before you do your closing, we got to go in and give recognition and do Floyd's short list and books, sponsored exclusively by Berry Hill Auctioneers, TC Berry Hill.
That's him. That's him.
World traveler all the way to Spain and loves to eat exotic cuisine.
Exotic
Floyd,
cuisine.
short list and books sponsored exclusively by Berry Hill Auction Company. So, Floyd, if you would take it away and let's
ready?
hear the Floyd.
I'm gonna start out here. With something. All right, this is a short list. The times in human history when censorship and book burning has helped society. Same-sex married couples. This is a short list here. If you think about it, you might do some research on this. Same-sex marriage couples that appeared on the Amos and Andy show. Marvin don't know what I'm talking.
I know what you're talking about.
Here we go. Here's a shot. This is glamour photographs of Maxine Waters with her wig off. And here's an equally short list. Glamour photographs of Maxine Waters with her wig on. It's a short book. It's a short book. Tips on maintaining a sexy and toned body through diet, exercise, and sobriety by Hillary Clinton. Actual gentlemen that frequent gentlemen's clubs. Mormon-owned cigarette outlets. The Mormons are going to be adamant now. Liberals that are willing to give up their homes to the migrants. Come on, liberals. Hey, call me. Call old Floyd up and tell me when you gonna give your home up to one of the migrants, okay? And be smiling all the way. All right, here's scenic tour guides in Detroit, Michigan. Pentecostal. Lord help me. Lord help me. Here we go. Pentecostal preacher. This is a short list. Pentecostal preachers that are chain smokers. That's funny. I don't care. That's funny to me. What? Here's another. I finna get it now. I finna step off out to the deep end out there. Pentecostal women that dip snuff. Here's what Democrat politicians that could pass a polygraph test. It's sober people that were sober when they got a tattoo. That's it for me tonight. I'm done. That's a wrap on me.
Oh man, can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
You froze up, but we hear you.
Is my frame's frozen, isn't it?
You froze. You froze up.
Well, as long as you can hear me, I guess.
I hear you. That's all that matters. Your voice is what matters, man.
I agree. Well, all right, Floyd, go ahead with your closing. Or Charlie, take your closing comments and let's roll. We got 5 minutes.
When we think about things going on and we talk about it, we make light of it. We're serious about being concerned about this country. What Scott talked about a little bit earlier in the program about the vulgarities that one could hear with their window down just trying to move from place to place, Shipwreck Island back to 79, an hour and 10 minutes, you could see a lot and listen to a lot of garbage in that length of time and that space. That's not the way any of us were brought up. And what our morals and our lack of parenting has done over the last generation and a half to 2 generations is coming home. The chickens have come home to roost, let's say. And only the good Lord can intervene in this, and only prayer will get him to do so. And for those of us who believe in the power of prayer, it's on our shoulders. So think about that. That's where we are and where we don't need to be. So just think about every day praying for this nation, praying for one another, and loving one another as brothers and sisters. With that, I'll let it go to Mr. Redface. Lloyd be Lloyd.
Thank you, Charlie. Good words, man. Yeah, I agree. I echo everything you said. Me and Nadine was coming home from Dothan today, and saw some along there about the river, where the river was, Chattahoochee River, coming down. There was a couple of trucks by the road. They was service trucks, had the lights on the top of it, man. And we seen they was about 12 men walking along, had the orange vest or green vest or whatever, and all of them had a weed eater. And Karen said, Nadine said, "What in the world? What are they doing?" I said, "They weed eating around this bridge, these guardrails and everything." I said, "I saw them down there between Colquitt and Bainbridge the other day, weed eating down there." And all of them had all that. All of them had their backs turned to us, and you could, as we slowed down and rode by them, it was about 12 of them. Had the weed eaters on the shoulder, and they weed eating beside the road. Every one of them was Hispanic. What in the world? What are they doing? I said, "They weed. They were all Hispanics, and they wasn't an American in there, if you will." And I'm thinking, man, I said, "Where's our labor force? Where's our workforce? Where are the young people in this country that are looking for a job?" And I'm gonna tell y'all something. If there's any young folks, probably ain't no young folks watching us, but I'm gonna tell you something. If you're a grandmama or if you're a mom and dad and you got a young person in your house, you better make them get their hands on something. You better make them get their hands on something positive, because let me tell you, there are no successful people in this country that don't own a car, and there are no successful people in this country that don't have a driver's license. So just think about that, and make them do something. If you don't make them go to work, if you don't make them do something, hey, you're creating a monster. But anyway, we love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I think our audience tonight is pretty much mature, older people that know what we're talking about and agree with us. And we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Thank y'all. Go ahead, Queezer.
Well, hey, I agree with everything you and Charlie both said. We do need to pray. There ain't but one thing that can fix our world, our nation, and that's Jesus. That's it. But I want to talk about just for a second about Colquitt today, man. Let me tell you something. The day we had it was a makeup day for the Mayhaw Festival, and had a good day. It was so good to see so many people around the square in Colquitt, Georgia. They actually moved the Mayhaw Festival back to the square. Our local air ambulance survival flight, they took a picture of it as they was flying over Colquitt going on a call. They took a picture of it and sent it to us. And looking down, the square was full of people. There was tents all the way around the square. It kind of reminded me of the old days when I was a lot younger than I am now. Matter of fact, early teenager. And on Saturdays in Colquitt, you're talking about Dothan on Saturdays in Colquitt, the square was so busy you couldn't hardly get around the square. Everybody come to town on Saturday. It looked like that. There was people in town, people spending money, people seeing one another. It was just it looked like it was a good day in Colquitt, and we enjoyed it. Just glad everybody that had a part in that done a good job. I just want to give them a shout out. Everything seemed like everybody I've talked to said they really enjoyed it and had a good time. So that's good that it's going on in Colquitt. We glad to have a good day. And before I go, I want to leave you with these little words of wisdom right here, and I think this is about as true a words of wisdom as old Queasels ever give out. And so here it is: everything happens for a reason, and sometimes that reason is that we just stupid and we make bad decisions. Take it away, Marvin.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, guys, we want to tell you thank you for inviting us into your homes tonight. It has been an honor and a privilege every Saturday night for us to be invited into your homes and to share with you our foolishness, our shenanigans, our reflections, and all of that. But we certainly do appreciate it. We want to give a big shout out tonight for being on the big screen tonight at Los Locos Live Music, Line Dancing, Lotto Tickets, Notary Public, Prophylactic Outlet, and Paternal DNA and Drug Testing in Cutoff, Louisiana. We want to say a big thank you to them for their support of the Charlie Platt Dirt Road Sports Show. We also want to give a big shout out to Carlton Buddy Chambers, Spring Creek Ford, MC Construction LLC, Boyette Construction, and Berry Hill Auctioneers. We appreciate them and their sponsorship of our show. Want to encourage all of you tonight that are watching to make sure tomorrow that you either in church or you turn on church somewhere, give the Lord his due and worship him tomorrow in truth and in spirit. I want to encourage you also to pray for each other, and I want to encourage you to pray for us. Leave you with some scripture today. But in your hearts, set apart Christ as Lord. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have, but do this with gentleness and respect. Coming from the book of 1 Peter. Broadcasting tonight from Enterprise, Georgia, Thompsontown, Georgia, 5H Flamingo Boulevard, and 3H Tobacco Road, Georgia, and on the gubernatorial plain, seated next to Mimo tonight. We appreciate you. We love y'all. Hope that you'll join us again next week. Good night. God bless you. We love y'all.
Good night.